have the 125 tip, and I'm just going to put it in. There are couplers big enough for this, but I don't happen to have one with me, so just put it in the bag and put my white frosting in. This frosting is a fairly stiff consistency. It's not, you know, outrageously stiff, but you definitely don't want to use a really soft frosting. You want to have a stiff consistency, or at least medium consistency buttercream when you do ruffles, so that they hold their shape. It's just like if you were doing roses or a flower. You want them to hold their shape. Okay, so I just tore the tip. And again, I want the skinny end facing out and the flat end, the wide end touching the cake, just like before. I'm actually going to turn this around because this is how I hold it. Okay. All right. And then what we also want is we're not going to hold it up at a 45. We're actually going to hold it down flat with the cake board, level with the cake board. So the ruffle's not going to, you know, come out like it did with the top. So basically going to touch here and just do ruffles. So we're just going to touch, 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 and do ruffles just like we did before. And again, we're going to have beading to hide the edge that touches the cake. So don't worry about that. Okay, so I switched to a number 4 because I decided the number 5 was too big. So all you're going to do is hold your bag sideways, build up, stop, build up, stop, build up, stop, and make little snail trail or beads or little tiny balls or whatever, right where the top of this ruffle meets the cake. So we have a nice, neat edge. See that? So we just put the tip touching the cake, squeeze, let it build, stop, and pull. Okay, just like that, nice and easy. Have some nice relaxing music going. Same thing for the top here. You're just going to start here and just let it squeeze, build. Let's see if you can see that. There we go. Exact same motion. Just get in a nice little rhythm. Okay, and you're just going to do that all the way around. Okay, so we've made it all the way around. So now what we need to do is the decoration for the top of this cake. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make some curved hearts for the top of this cake. This would be great for an engagement cake, a birthday cake, a wedding cake, you know, because you do multiple tiers in the same, very versatile. So what I'm going to do is start with the royal icing now, move that aside, and I have these hearts here that I drew, and I'm going to tape them onto my curved former, and you want to put it on the outside curve so they curve, you know, this way, not the other way. So I'm just going to tape these guys down. There we go. And then also here, you want this down so it's not poking up, because when I pipe on that, I don't want it, you know, I don't want it sticking out. The icing's going to lay on the paper, so. Now we're going to be using royal icing, and we're going to be using a you know, fairly stiff consistency royal icing. So I'll show that to you in a second. Not real stiff. And we're going to be using a tip 14. Now, if we put royal icing straight on these, it would stick. So what we need to do is we need to actually put some wax paper on here. So I cut a piece of wax paper that fits on top of this, and then I want to tape that down. All right. Get it nice and smooth. Whatever you got to do. You should see me wrap presents. People can't get them open because I put so much tape on them. It's pretty bad. Never been a good wrapper. Oh well. I use mostly bags now. Okay, so there we go. Royal icing. We're going to need a little bit of white. And I'm using tip 14, so I'm using one of my small half bags, no coupler. Which one is this? That's the 14, make sure it's open, pop it in. And then what I need to do is get a spatula that has absolutely no buttercream on it, which I don't have, so I'm gonna have to wash this off. The buttercream completely off this, otherwise we will be in big trouble.